I want you to embrace your symptoms. Yes, I do. Because what are we doing right now? The complete opposite. We hate them. We're paranoid because of them, and we just ruminate over them. Let's do the opposite and see what happens. Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Ann Homick from Homick Advanced Chiropractic, and I welcome you to today's episode of Brain Snob, and this is episode number 106. And I also want you to take a peek over at my Patreon channel where I have the full BFA Protocol video course available there, as well as my course that I'm forming now. I have 2 episodes up, but it's called COVID Chameleon, Hiding Real Sickness. And I think you might find that interesting. At COVID Chameleon, I want to talk about you reconsidering or rejecting the virus disease theory. Could you even imagine that? Could you dance with that for even a few minutes? Could you do that? Is it really beneficial to avoid each other? I talk about that as well. Is there actually something else out there causing a mass sickness? The numbers are there, but we're not quite sure of what we're actually being told, what we're counting, what we're basing it on. So we need to kind of investigate that as well. What happened to our American right to a second opinion? That's a very good question. And have we been slowly sickened in some way over the decades even, leaving us oblivious to real health? Go over to my Patreon channel, Countdown, Live Up, and look at those videos as well. But today I want you to embrace your symptoms. Why would I ask you to do something like that? That sounds totally opposite of what the rest of society does. And well, yeah, I'm here to do the total opposite of what society is doing. I'm here to give you a different approach, a different vision, a different way of doing things, because probably some things haven't been working. And that's my whole reason for being here, to set you free from the things that are not serving you. Maybe they did in the past, maybe they never did. And that's part of my BFA protocol of moving your brain, feeding your brain, and talking to your brain. And talking to your brain is about teaching your brain new things. And that includes getting rid of the old ideas that are not true, are not correct, and that are holding you back. And sadly, there are a lot of health lies people still believe. And you have the choice to look at things with a different set of eyes, a fresh set of eyes, and reconsider the things that are not accurate. And there's a lot out there, and I've probably mentioned a lot of them in past episodes. So take a look at the old episodes. They're still relevant. But I want you to embrace your symptoms, because looking negatively all the time, that brings down your health. That's part of losing your health, is having the negativity all the time. I know you're not a negative person, but you have your negative moments. And I'm here to help you with that. So I'm going to talk about your symptoms. They appear, the things you feel, the things you don't like, the annoying issues that you have, and I actually focus on 5 of them in the BFA protocol. My 5 annoying symptoms that show me and you that you have some level of brain impairment, and we tackle those with the BFA protocol. But your symptoms appear when you've already completed a prior fight or flight intervention. What is a fight or flight intervention? That's when your brain goes into survival mode and says something out of the ordinary is going on. This is not the healing phase. This is not the everyday metabolism phase. This is a survival phase, and you go into that fight or flight where your heart rate speeds up. Your body wants to take in more oxygen. Your cortisol kicks in. Your insulin kicks in to give you fast energy. It's releasing energy so you can take care of business. Take care of business quickly, and then you can get back to normal, the calm state where your metabolism is just doing the everyday functional things. When you are in the fight or flight, of course, thank your brain. your brain is wonderfully getting into gear and doing what it needs to do. And if you have appreciation of that and you have optimism over that, that's part of your healing process. You've got to appreciate a brain that jumps in when it's necessary to save your life. That's wonderful. When that's over with, that's when the symptoms appear. You don't notice anything when you're in the middle of fight or flight, other than maybe your nerves are a little more heightened and you're maybe a little bit anxious, or you feel that heart racing. You feel that. That is not the symptoms I'm talking about. I'm talking about the symptoms afterward, because now you're in the stage of replenishing your reserves. Your brain did what it had to do. Now it's getting back to normal. And part of that, replenishing your reserves, not very comfortable sometimes. This replenishment, what I call rebuilding tissue and excreting cellular waste, your body has to get rid of all that. It will make you feel sluggish, slow, swollen, stiff, tender, tight, weak, moody, anxious, and maybe disappointed or a little bit depressed. These are normal. I want you to embrace those symptoms. Embrace them, welcome them, and say to your body, now I know the worst is over, because it is. You've gone through that fight or flight scenario. That is done, and your body has to replenish. So here's the challenge. We assume that this is something bad happening to us when it's actually something good happening to us. If you reframe that picture, you get rid of a lot of grief, and you now can dive in and assist your body, giving it what it needs. So we assist the body with replenishment. That's the whole point of chiropractic care. We're assisting the body. It's doing what it needs to do. We are thankful, but now we give back. We give back to our body for working so hard for us. So how do we assist the body with replenishment? We follow the 3 doorways. We go through those 3 doorways of the BFA protocol, and that's move the brain, feed the brain, and talk to the brain. And I touch on that topic in different videos, so take a look. And go to the Patreon channel to get the full program in one hour sitting. Yeah, 2 videos. There's 2 videos there. Now, here's the question people ask me. But my symptoms occur too often. I feel this way a lot. I always have these nagging symptoms, these problems, these annoying signs. That's a little bit different now. What if your symptoms occur too often? Well, I will ask you to consider your body's fight or flight response. How often are you going into fight or flight? Do you have too many stressful encounters? So your body just can't catch up, because fight or flight takes over. You can't be in a state of growth and defense at the same time. And fight or flight is defense. It's a defensive action. The body is protecting you from worse damage. When your body is in that defensive mode, you don't heal. Healing just is stopped. It's just not happening. The body is working so hard at defense. Nothing else can occur. So you have too many stressful situations that your body can't catch up. What do we do about that? That is when we really have to sit back, take notes if you have to, and look at the things that you are able to remove from your plate. Some things that don't belong in your life, or some things that you can handle differently. That's all about balance. So consider the stress you're under. Stress is here. It's not going away, but we can manage it. And that's all I'm asking you to do. So your body doesn't have to go in fight or flight too much, because that's when our reserves hit rock bottom. And if you don't have reserves, that's it. That's the end. of the story, so to speak. If your reserves are too low and you're under replenished, that's a problem. And I focus on that with the BFA protocol, the Brain First Always protocol. In fact, a Vagus Reset Star session is probably a great next step. And for some of you, it may be the most necessary next step, because it's the only time you will take to slow down and take that mental inventory of what's going on in your life. And I will do that with you in a Vagus Reset Star session. If you look at my blog and my website, createpurpose.com, I explain what a Vagus Reset Star session is. It's a retreat. It's a time away from the madness of life, and life can be maddening at times. Be honest. You take a step back and you take time for yourself, and we dive in. And I call that a Vagus Reset Star session. It also includes some stimulating of the brain, and with essential oils and the tuning fork. And of course, it includes chiropractic. Chiropractic is the baseline foundation of every part of brain enhancement. We do not exclude chiropractic ever. So I invite you to take an inventory of what's going on in your life. And do you have those five annoying signs and symptoms of brain impairment? I want you to embrace those symptoms, because now you will be on a different path to healing. If you have more questions, don't hesitate to call. Look at the blog, look at the other videos, and visit the Patreon channel, Countdown Live Up. If you can count down from 5, you can actually enhance your life and give yourself amazing life experiences. I thank you for watching today's video. Embrace those symptoms so you can enhance your life and help yourself get through those stressful encounters that are a given. They are a part of life. So be optimistic, be appreciative of what your brain does for you, and I'll see you at the next video.